Alright, here I am, working on the boat. As you can see, it's a beauty. I got some old paint, some primer sitting around down there. So, it's a, I don't know, 15-foot Starcraft. Got a little bit of work to do on the transom. All the wood was replaced, and now we just got to put all new screws in. Somebody drilled a huge hole in the back, right there. Got that patched up. These are little drain holes for the inner splash well here. So we got to get those fixed. But there's the inside of the boat. Lined it with carpet walls just to pretty it up a little bit. Haven't done this side yet because, well, we still got to run cables and the wiring, install the steering system. It's got a new dashboard. There's the controller. Here are the seats for the boat. That's walnut with leather and then coated in some kind of marine safe leather coater. I don't really know. My dad made these for me. I think they'll look pretty good in this boat. Alright, the transom is decently ready. You can see all the holes here from engines over the years and a huge ugly plate. But it's about ready to go. Waiting for the little drain plugs here, little red goop to dry. I'll get the motors on. Alright, here it is quite some time later. I have the dual simplex controller installed. A whole bunch of cables running out of it. I got the two key switches mounted there in the center along the steering wheel, which is nice and off-centered and missing screws, but no big deal. I needed to install a tilt tube onto the lefter engine here. I made a video showing just how to put that in there, so if you're curious, give that a watch. The controller, it being new, came with new cable ends. Installed those, bought some new cables for, well, all four. Both engines are hooked up. They steer together, they tilt independently, or can tilt independently. And shift and throttle work. Fuel lines are connected, so. I got two gas tanks. At some point I'll probably go to a single gas tank, but both engines powered off the one battery. Behind each gas tank there is the electrical box. Wiring runs on each side of the boat. I can't see on that side, but runs up to the keys and turns it on. Seats are nice and good looking. Dashboard's nice and good looking. Steering wheel's nice and good looking. I got a new bimini top for it. So we'll go do a little test launch. Probably should have thought of a better way to do this than just focusing on two controllers, but what are you going to do? So, my footage wasn't the best there, I know. We had some problems launching, mainly because I was beach launching at my friend's property, and the rental truck there didn't have four-wheel drive, or positraction. Positrack, I don't know what they call it. But anyway, so we had stuck in the mud, had a fight with that for an hour, got the boat launched, tootled around for a while. First of all, performance. One engine, not that good. It barely toots around. It's comparable to a 4 or 6 horsepower. There is no planing. Yeah, you can go upriver. You can move around. It's just not fast by any means. It's quite slow. With two engines going, it's perfectly fine. I'd say it's comparable to, I don't know, 18 to 20 horsepower motor. I don't know, modern 18 to 20 horsepower motor. So it's really not that good. A lot of this was just an experiment to kind of see how it was going to go, and which I did. Yeah, it worked. Both engines hooked up. It looks kind of neat. You don't usually see two small engines, especially on, well, any boat really. So that's kind of got the neat factor going for it. The problem is the performance factor just isn't there. The only way you're kind of going at a decent speed is both engines full throttle, and then any jet ski is going to be able to fly right by you. It's really not fast by any means, even for, you know, little fishing boats. It's about as fast as you'd expect a little fishing boat to go. But again, it was an experiment. Now I know. I'll probably wind up selling both of those engines and building myself a 20 or a 30 horsepower and putting on there to replace it. which kind of sucks. A lot of time and effort and thought and money went into that, but hopefully I can recoup most of it when I sell the engines. So one thing I noticed that I wasn't really preparing for is the old simplex controllers. They're really not that difficult. They're pretty basic. The problem is when you got 4 levers there to pull, it gets a little confusing. So your traditional modern shifter, you got reverse, and then it starts to give throttle, and then neutral, and then forward and throttle. Pretty easy. Even with 2 of these, it'd be a piece of cake. With the simplex, it's not that easy. You got neutral, forward, reverse, and then throttle. Now, there's no cable in here, so your range is pretty small, but you get the idea. So to go forward, and then gas, right? Then when you want to stop, back, neutral. Now let's say you want to go backwards, reverse, throttle. It's a little confusing on the fly when you're in a hurry to trying to do something and maneuver the boat around, or if you're floating in some rocks. At least I'm so used to the traditional throttle go forward, so you wind up going forward and then forgetting, I got to put it in gear, but now you're back to high idle, drop it back down, go back into forward, give it more gas. And even then, like let's say you're going backwards, okay? You're going backwards, you want to give a little more gas, I often throttle down. Well, no, throttle forward. So it's a little confusing trying to remember to go backwards but throttle forward. Again, especially with 2 of these things. Controls, it's a little bit of a problem. Takes some getting used to. Not really a big deal. Well, also the other thing that I wasn't really prepared for was starting 2 engines. You can hear one, starting, let go of choke, engine's running, but there's no way you're going to be able to hear the second one. You don't know if you're even turning it. You don't know if it's already started. The only real way you know it's on and running is by the P-stream. The girlfriend was in the back of the boat. She said, yep, all right, that engine's on, cool. And that is how I knew, because you can't hear them both running. There's very, very slight sound difference in 2 engines running versus just the one. Which you wouldn't really think that's the case, but that's kind of my opinion of what it seemed. So that was a little bit tricky. Which honestly I wasn't really thinking that would be a problem. You figured one be so much more louder and you'd be able to hear the other one running. No. Like I said, the only way you knew it was on was either the boat's going really slow or the P-stream. So, it's a good experiment. I don't know how well I'm going to like it long term. It's fine for now, but I'll probably start another engine. I got a couple over in the corner that I've had for a while, saving in case I wanted them. One's a 20 horse and one's a 30 horse, both 1994 engines. So a little bit newer. I'll probably build up the 30 horse there and put it on the back of the boat, and I expect it to do much better. But that is the end of this series. Sorry for the lack of actual footage of the boat actually moving. I didn't really take much. I honestly didn't even think about it. It's kind of odd, but my girlfriend got some footage, so that was good. So if you got any questions, let me know. At some point I'm sure you'll see more footage of that boat moving, but that's all I have for now.